Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We have got live tournament action coming at you, and I'm extremely pleased to announce that it is indeed the finals, the grand finals of the AGL-February. Wendy is on the line with me. We're going to be casting this together, having a good old-fashioned time here. Wendy, tell me what you think, man. This has been a long time coming. We've had a good couple days of phenomenal action, and now we are coming down to your top two players, your first and second places. And there's a pretty decent amount of money here. These guys are going to be doing battle. It is a PVT. Tell me what you think, man.
PVT, man, it's definitely one of my favorite matchups. It lends itself to a lot of versatility on both ends, more so in the Terran because they have that one-on-one. There's always so many variations of that, and there's a lot of power builds that Terrans are getting more and more acquainted with against Protoss, and I'm talking about getting 5-6 racks off the 2 base and just going pure Marine, maybe getting a tech lab to get a combat shield and transition into really quick medevacs and just start dropping like crazy. There's a lot of variation for the Terran player, and Protoss likewise is starting to mix it up. You can see a few Protoss throwing in a couple Stargate builds in there, and even going and getting really comfortable with the 1-gate expand. I've noticed a lot.
Yeah. And
they're almost getting reactionary to the Terran players in the way that they kind of say like, oh, he's doing this, and that means I can do this, this, and this. Right. And for Protoss, it's become more of an idea of what are my options against what Terran is doing, what is the best one, and what am I most comfortable doing. So.
Right. Now, so tell me, who is your pick to win here? Do you think I'll tell you who mine was, and I'm actually pleased with myself because I picked VIP from the beginning. As my top favorite to win, and I'm really impressed with what he's done through the brackets so far. I mean, obviously going undefeated is not a small feat, but somebody has to do it. Do you think that Swip is gonna have what it takes here to take down VIP?
Oh, I think he has it in him. He's shown himself to be a very aggressive player, which I think is on his side. VIP, from the games I watched him, he's not necessarily as aggressive as much as he is very, very safe. He tends to not try to do anything risky, but knows when to be aggressive, knows when to push. Whereas Swip, as you saw playing against Killer, just kind of, really just barreled into Killer's base quite a few times, and sometimes it worked out and sometimes it didn't. It really just kind of depends on what his mood is, but you can see him going for that 1-rack gas expand, gonna go ahead and deny that probe with that good Marine positioning. That probe gonna have to go home empty-handed, doesn't know a single thing. Now really empty-handed considering that Swip has walled himself in completely. Right. Will not be able to obtain any information, and now VIP is gonna have to be safe. I don't think he's gonna go for a 1-gate expand, maybe a 3-gate aggression, or even a 1-gate 1 robo. Then again, he is VIP, so maybe he will go for that 1-gate expand. I honestly don't know.
Well, he does favor economic play. He loves to get a death ball together. The one thing about VIP is that come mid game, he does maintain pretty nice map control as a rule, as well as he really macros hard, gets great upgrades for his army, and does just the right unit composition to counter his opponent. He gets good scouts out, and so, I mean, I think that's what we're going to see, like you say, is him playing safe, trying to counter what his opponent's doing the best that he possibly can. And Swip, I think, is more of a wild card.
It's a 4-gate! It's a 4-gate! It's a 4-gate, man!
It is not going to be an economic play here in Game 1, and notice that he did blind his opponent and toss those down immediately. So he's trying to throw his opponent off here, doesn't want him to know, and so it's going to take just a few moments for...
And one bunker is not going to be enough for Swip to deal with this, not at all.
VIP's control is ridiculous in a 4-gate attack. He is going to have a forward pylon go down right now, and what we'll see him do is toss down a couple force fields to keep any repairs off that bunker, maybe even push back a couple Marines out of attacking range for the time being. And a 4-gate attack from VIP is not a walk in the park, and he's going to start working on it right now with that single stalker, and I like this from him. Weaken up some of these Marines, do every little bit of damage that you can moving forward.
And this is so smart of VIP. He's going to push forward with just this one stalker. Be like, I'm just going to poke around because I know you want a one. I'm pretty sure you want for a 1-base or a 1-rack gasless expand. So I'm just going to go ahead and show my stalker, show that I can, do a little bit of micro dancing with you, and then he's going to push. I'm like, oh, hey, guess what I have?
This push too. I mean, that's a lot of stalkers here. There's nobody in proximity to repair here, as well as this bunker is missing quite a few of its. Echelon of Marines from the backside, and now we've got another bunker going down. It's a third of the way complete.
Yeah, SCVs are being pulled, and this could be good for VIP in general. Even if you wanted to kill off enough SCVs and said, oh, I can expand out of this, even though he's gotten pretty hard for the 4-gate, it's cut a lot of probes. SCVs have come out, Marines trying to do what they can, but if VIP's micro is as good as I think he will get that weak stalker in the back, although he is not. I'm kind of surprised he's not doing that. But I think he knows he has this win. The bunker is done, but it doesn't even matter at this point. There's just so many units out for VIP. Has forward pylons. Now bringing his probe up to make an even more forward pylon. Yeah, both bunkers have gone down, and there you go. GG. First game to VIP.
It's an overwhelming amount there. Really, really well done. VIP showing the strength. This is what we've come to expect from him all tournament long, is this type of play. Now, I do expect to see some more macro-heavy games out of these guys in this best of 5, but you know what? At this point, like you say, sometimes aggression is the favorite, and I don't know, maybe they'll both stay aggressive here. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got that live tournament action continuing. It is VIP and uGpSwip battling it out. It is a Terran versus Protoss here, and it is the game number 2 of the finals tonight in AGL-February. Looks like Swip is going to be our red Terran player. He's kicking it up here at the 12 o'clock position. They are in cross-position spawns now on Shattered Temple. VIP is blue down here at the 6 o'clock. I do have Windy on the line. We're having a great evening. We
really are. We really are. This is going to be a sick matchup. It's a best of 5. If Swip comes back, it will go to another best of 5, because that's the way we do things here at Alt. No silly extended series, MLG. Shame on you. Just don't do that. And, well, we have some downtime while these guys are getting their builds cooked up. Tell me, what do you think about extended series? What's your opinion on it? Do you like them? Do you not like them?
I think that it just gives too much of an advantage to the undefeated person. The person coming into it as the winner. I think it just gives them a little bit higher of an advantage, which, I guess I understand what they're getting at, but I feel like it's not fair for them to have already games won, essentially, for this next best of series type thing. And so extended series I tend to not agree with very much. I do like that we have the double elimination the way we have it set up, and Zeke agrees with me apparently, the way they've got their bracket set up. It's very easy to get it set up this way. And this is what I like the most. I think it gives you the most competitive nature for all of the players, including the underdog, which I think is an important factor in these tournaments. And so far, Swip is coming in as the underdog, and he did lose game number 1 here in this best of 5, Windy. So while that's not necessarily the best position to be in, he's still got plenty of room to wiggle here, and definitely has the skill to make this happen. But VIP getting out an early scout, how's that make you feel?
I like his decision to go for the after gateway scout. It's safe. It's pretty. It's standard. It's gonna allow him to see what his opponent's doing. His opponent hasn't walled off, so you can kind of rule out the whole 1-1-1 thing. Usually, Terran is gonna wall off when they do the 1-1-1. Pretty standard stuff. Seeing the orbital command timing, sees that it's on 8-17. Incredibly standard stuff coming out of Swip. So I think VIP is gonna feel pretty secure that nothing wonky is going on. Probably just going to go ahead and get that 1 gate expand. Getting a second gas, though, interesting choice. I wonder if he's going to go for a quick robo or maybe some sentries to be super safe. You do kind of have a relatively small choke at the front of Shattered Temple that if you're far forward enough, you can cut it off and really reinforce your Protoss army well at your natural. So maybe he's going to try to go for more sentry-based play. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, Swip
is maybe playing a trick on his opponent by not walling off, and he actually still may wall off, but he's got his factory gone down as well as his second gas. Now, his second gas is late, and he did endure a lot of scouting to delay that gas for so long. So my guess is Cloak is going to be a little bit of a stretch here, but if he does go for a 1-1-1, Banshees are definitely a great possibility as we move forward.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he actually did go for the 1-1-1, leaving his front way open like that. Although I think just because I said it, he probably went ahead and did it. It's like, I'm going to prove you wrong, Windy. Just because. And
always
there goes down
with the casters.
A second barracks. Tech Lab going down onto the factory, reactor onto the first initial barracks. What are you thinking here, Knack? I'm quite baffled. I've seen builds start out like this, but usually they usually have Reapers involved. It's like a Reaper Hellion build, but obviously, Stalker pushing up, gonna try and see what is up that ramp, but warded away by a few Mariners. And meanwhile, VIP going 3-gate expand, got a sentry out. Good decision here. 3 gates, really good against 1-1. Probably just as good as a quick 1-gate expand. Yeah. Just because you're gonna have the units out to cut off the Terran army in the middle of the map.
Right. Now, I do want to mention that I think I know what this is, and I want to mention that XDMX2 out on the live stream is calling it as well. And I think that he's correct here. I think this is what we're going to see. But we do see a tank already coming out on the field, and it is going to be tank. So I'm guessing he's going to pass up the Hellions and go for tanks and Marine Marauder here. And actually, excuse me, just Mass Marine. He's actually playing this really strange. But
I know this has to be a refined build out of SWIP. I've never seen anything quite like it. I know TSL Alive has some similar builds to this where he really powers out Marines off of one base and gets tanks, and then just kind of positionally deconstructs the Protoss army. Yeah. But with force fields out, I'm not sure how this is going to go. Force fields can prevent tanks from sieging up if they're positioned correctly. So it's kind of one of the main reasons Terran really doesn't go tanks against Protoss if they have sentries. It's just because they can force them into a situation where those tanks cannot siege. Right. So.
Yeah, that's true. And siege tanks, I don't necessarily like them because, quite frankly, stalkers are really good against tanks. And if you do get out of robotics, obviously the robotics is a great play here. But look at that, he canceled his robotics.
And here comes some SCVs. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And SWIP is actually putting on some serious early pressure here. Those tanks came out pretty fast. He does have the siege completed, and he's got a pretty big force coming forward here. And the siege tanks will definitely be a problem. And it's going to come down
VIP needs to get up on this engagement. Needs to force field and cut off that army away from the tanks, but too late on the reaction time. VIP not paying attention in range of the siege tank, taking a pretty big volley onto his sentries as well as some of the stalkers, getting a decent spread on there, pushing up onto the tanks. Guardian shield does go down, but 2 sentries go down right away. And I just don't think that VIP is going to be able to hold this. Those tanks are being repaired, and all the sentries are now gone. I don't know, man. This is really, really tough for VIP to come out of.
It is, and he was late on his robotics, and what he really needs here is robotics and or charge. So he had to have teched fast. That's why we say scouting's so important. He came in, scouted, said, "Oh, it looks like a standard, 1 racks or 2 racks expand or something like that." When it turned out to be an all-in type of build. And now we find SWIP in phenomenal position, tossing down bunkers, triple tanks here. He's kiting these guys forward. This base over the Nexus is absolutely going to go down, and unfortunately these stalkers are kind of caught out of their main, and they won't be able to make it back up to the top to reinforce. But he's pushing down. He's trying to make this go time right here, right now. Taking down the tanks. They're pretty good, actually. Getting some zealots right up in their faces. Exactly what you want to do. The bunker does complete. They're getting filled up pretty quick. The siege tank is still on the field, Windy. Unbelievable.
Wow, getting those bunkers was a huge thing. I'm sorry VIP didn't try to target down the SCV to at least prevent those from getting up or slow down the building process. Nexus still stands, so VIP will be able to make probes and maybe even pull some to try and ward this away. Supply is in favor of SWIP, though, although he doesn't really have a contingency to this. He's pulled all units off the gas, just trying to power out Marines 4 at a time, and they're going to be the real backbone of this. The tanks are not coming out anymore. These Marines need to do the rest of the work, but...
Right.
VIP macroing back into a wall, yeah.
He's done a great job holding this off, so he is going to be on even footing on base-wise. Units tab shows, however, that he's going to be kind of in an iffy position economically, especially if he's unable to hold here.
If VIP does what I think he's going to do, losing this situation is actually really bad. He's throwing down a Twilight Council. He's stockpiling a good amount of gas. DTs would easily save him this game.
Yeah, if he can get him out soon enough. But, I mean, this contain is pretty solid. It's hard.
I'm surprised he's not trying to do more damage with the Stalker. It has pretty decent range. I think that tank actually is in range of it.
Yeah, that's pretty close, doesn't it?
Yeah, he will. And there goes the DT trying. Smart decision out of VIP. That SCV is darting up. If that SCV gets a bunker down, and I think that's what VIP is going to try, or SWIP is trying to do, is get a bunker down and start doing damage. VIP needs to get that Stalker and take out the SCV. It's just giving vision.
Yeah, I can't really afford to be losing even pylons at this point. I mean, he's on a budget here.
Yeah. And here goes a counterattack from Frost Pylon.
Couple coming forward, but there's so many tanks here, man. I think SWIP was smart to keep some back.
Yep, and another command center going down. This game's going to try to maybe possibly pan out to a pretty normal game. VIP needs to be very, very careful, though. He needs to start stockpiling gas. He needs to be very cost-effective with those sentries. Poking out the Stalker to see what is going on. What is exactly SWIP has there? Has he pulled out? And it looks like SWIP is going to just try and bunker up this natural as much as he can to make it really tough for VIP to move out of his base.
Yeah.
He's going to have
a smart idea. I mean, this is really good play. He's buying himself plenty of time. I do assume that he's going to have this command center sent out fairly quickly. It's 75% complete there. But DTs are about to be on the field. I mean, that DT shrine just finished. What do you think he's going to do with the DTs first? Do you think he's going to try and clean up? Oh, there it is right there. It didn't even get in.
Yeah,
before he
one
got
DT
killed.
going down. There's another scan available. Second scan will be available once that command center finishes up and morphs into an orbital. So I really think VIP should have probably used that DT to
Clean out
try
this
to
natural, huh?
clean out these bunkers, snipe the SCVs to prevent any kind of scouting from them. A couple additional pounds gone. Here goes VIP. He's going to go for it. Stalkers and Zealots coming in from the flank. Going to go after the bunkers first. Smart decision there, but needs to get that tank down because that's going to do the most damage at this point in time.
Right.
Zealots doing a great job soaking up damage as well as taking out those bunkers. SCV's not going back to repair. A few Marines left, but here goes that rest of force. So VIP will clean it out, but not before losing a significant portion of his army and being well behind on the macro game.
Yeah.
Because Command Center, another DT coming over into the main of SWIP. Hopefully we'll start going for them SCVs. Actually going to take out a few Marines and just get scanned and taken out immediately. And SWIP still has 2 scans left. This DT is while a smart decision from VIP. I think came too late, and SWIP had a read on it. He now knows that they're out in the field.
Right, look what he's doing. I mean, he's tossing down that missile turret right now on the low ground. It's going to be very difficult for these guys to get in there. Looks like that guy might even die. Nope, he barely got out of range there, out of the vision of those tanks for just a moment. Long enough to escape with his life. I tell you, every little bit counts, but VIP taking his natural as quickly as he possibly can. Now, SWIP does have his natural completed. Checking in on that units tab, he is, oh.
GGing.
Never mind. Okay. Well, I mean, I was going to say that VIP is behind, but may be able to catch up if he can't get his economy online, but apparently he didn't feel so. He's going to go ahead and GG once game number 3 headed that way, so we'll check it here in just a moment. We'll give him the map pick, and we'll catch you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, game number 3 in tonight's finals. We have got uGpSwip and VIP battling it out. Now, I just want to mention real quick, Wendy, to the players who might be just catching up with us right now, that it is a best of 5, but if SWIP wins, we do go to another best of 5 because VIP has gone undivided in all of his best of 3s this entire tournament. So he's coming into this the favorite in a lot of ways, and he does get that added benefit of being able to go 2 rounds with his opponent if he does lose the first round. But if SWIP loses this best of 5, that is it. He will be the second place player, and that will be crowning VIP the king here. So SWIP with a little bit of room to make up so far in the tournament, but it's definitely doable. He's come back in a very strong way, I'd say, in that last game with a tank marine all-in type of play, but he even actually transitioned out of it. He did so well with it. So, I mean, what do you think, Wendy? We're tied up.
I mean, I'm quite surprised on what exactly is happening in this series. I really thought VIP would dominate after seeing that first game. He made a really good metagame read on SWIP. So when usually you have somebody's number like that, it can be very, very beneficial for the rest of the series. But VIP is taking a step back after that loss. Going to play a macro game. Tal'Darim is a great map for Protoss, especially in Terran. Given these positions, though, he is going to be quite vulnerable to drops if he doesn't get that northern area of his base, get some pylons or some gateways over there to give him vision, because he'll just be continuously dropped from SWIP, so he will have the advantage. And more so than that, if SWIP decides to go for any kind of tank play, he can also just start bombarding the natural, almost like you would against a Zerg player.
Right. Looks
so
like VIP is going for a fast expand here.
Wow. Yeah,
he's
17 Nexus.
Yeah, and this is greedy
Nexus
in a lot of ways. But do you like this play on Tal'Darim? I feel like Tal'Darim, even though it is a relatively large map, it's just not quite big enough to be this greedy.
It's yes and no depending on your player. You can see SWIP has gone for a gas based play, so I'm kind of curious to see what he'll do once he spots this Nexus first. It's really all about the response. Protoss, and some people argue that going Nexus first against Terran as Protoss is one of the safest and most efficient things to do.
Right, and then there's others that consider it cheese.
Yeah. How? I don't know.
Me up. I know, but
I'm going to go a macro-based building and call it cheese.
Well, SWIP here, though, is scouting in the incorrect direction, so that is going to save VIP a little bit of time here to get this up and running. So at least SWIP won't be able to say, oh, he's going Nexus first, I'm going to push, and try and put the paint on here fairly quickly. But we do have 2 racks coming out of SWIP. He's got the reactor gone down already on his first barracks, and I assume we're going to see a tech lab come down on the second here.
Yeah, he probably will get the tech lab, start probably on Marauders with concussive shells. It was actually a really good decision against any kind of Nexus first build. Right. Would not be surprised if VIP, actually getting the second gateway, great play out of him, realizing I did get really greedy. My opponent does not have an expansion going down yet, so I need to be aware of the fact that he could be aggressive. He could be going for some kind of factory Hellion play, right, or even Reapers, but VIP knows he has to get out units absolutely at the soonest possible moment, because That's a lot of money sunk into that Nexus early on.
Right.
And you can see how far out his gateways are delayed.
Yeah,
and now Cornup's seeing that warp gate research too.
Yeah, that's so true. Now, we do have some movement here from Swip. It looks like he's starting to put together a small force. He's going to wait, obviously, until he's got at least 2 Marauders here. His second is currently on the way. Concussive Shells is going to be complete here momentarily, and I do expect to see him start to put some pressure on. And he's getting a great scout out here right now on his opponent's buildings and the army value that he's got. And he does note that VIP is behind, and so pushing out here fairly early is a great idea. Do you think this is going to go well for him? Do you think VIP is going to be able to hold? I mean, he's going to have an economic advantage. He can pull probes rather to help him defend here and still have kind of be ahead economically in a lot of ways. But I mean, what do you think about that?
Oh, SCVs are coming with this too for Swip. I kind of like this decision.
I like that too. He's getting aggressive here. I mean, he knows how far behind VIP has got to be in the army at this point. But VIP has got phenomenal control with stalkers. And kiting here is definitely going to be one of the things that will help him hold on.
Here goes the SCVs from Swip going in. VIP pulling probes in return. Does he choose to engage? Bunker going down as well. What VIP needs to do here is be very, very patient. He cannot let this bunker get up, but he also cannot engage too early, lest he be caught with his pants down, for lack of better phrasing.
Oh, he did get the snipe on the SCV, but we got another one here at the ready. He's going to be right back into building that bunker. The bunker is 50% complete here, man. Actually, it's 70% complete.
Yeah, he needs to get that SCV down. Once that bunker goes, he will be able to start raining down upon the Nexus. Warp gate research has finished. 2 additional gateways, still a little bit off. Bunker does finish up, though. That is pretty bad. SCV is there to repair. Nexus shields are now depleted. Health quickly depleting meta, down about to health right now. VIP could very easily lose this game as well as this Nexus if he is not careful, and he indeed will lose the Nexus. Bunker still remains. Now VIP is self-contained, but he does have a 4-gate out to only the 2 racks of Swip, so if he's able to efficiently break this contain, he can just march right on over to Swip's base and just rain down upon him.
Yeah, I mean,
although he just doesn't have a proxy
pull a lot of SCVs too, so I mean, his economy, even though he had the SCVs, he hasn't been doing nearly as much mining as he really needs. But again, with mules, that does make up a very big difference there. And if you check that units tab, notice that VIP is at 32, which is way more than he needs for his main. He does need to break this contain, retake a base ASAP, or he's going to find himself in trouble. Here he goes. He's going to be moving forward. Oh, he backs out immediately. Didn't like what he saw there. He saw too many Marauders, I think, and said, yep, I'm going to have to rethink this. Going to wait for a couple more warp ins, which I think this is good decision making from him. Like you say, patience is the key here. Do you think that he's going to be able to break this in time?
I'm really not sure. This is a pretty awesome contain from Swip. Spreading out his units, getting the best possible arc can be very, very difficult for VIP to engage. Goes with the Guardian Shield. I think that's what he was waiting for. Gonna go after the Marauders. There's no STVs here to repair, so the bunker is kind of just for forfeit. Decent force fields, trapping a good bunch of Marines. Gonna force the Marauders back with the Zealots taking a bunch of damage. Now VIP will break this. He's got significant supply advantage, almost 17 foot ahead of his opponent. In a VIP, he should good pile-on placement, give him a little bit more advantage to get to his opponent's base a little bit quicker.
Right.
And now Swip is really on the back foot here, struggling to get a bunker up. I really think he's going to need at least one more, maybe 3 bunkers altogether. So it's going to really come down to the wire here. VIP is counter pushed. I think he's all in after this. I would really think that's his best decision, given the fact that he's lost that Nexus already. It's not like he had to cancel it. It's also one bunker is going to finish.
Yeah, I mean, this bunker complete is a big deal, but a lot of Guardian Shields going down. Great force fields here as well. It's going to keep these SCVs away from repairing there, which is a smart move. As well as now the SCVs just getting in on the battle. But man, I'll tell you, VIP with a very strong counter push here, and Swip may have gotten a little ahead of himself taking that.
And there you go.
Center. Yep, GG. What can I say? VIP taking down game number 3. That's 2-1 at this point. Swip gotta be so careful, man. He's got to take this best of 5 down and try and put VIP on the ropes. But here we go into game number 4. We'll catch you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got that live tournament action. uGpSwip and VIP battling it out here. It is the grand finals of the AGL-February, game number 4, and it is match point for VIP, who is currently gone completely undefeated. Wendy, my good friend and co-caster, joining me this evening. How you doing, Wendy?
I'm doing all right, my friend. Now tell me, has VIP not lost a match or not lost a game?
No, he's not lost a match.
Okay, I'm gonna say up into this series he hasn't lost a match. I didn't know if he hadn't lost a game, because he certainly did lose one game in this series, but I didn't know about any others.
No, I'm sure he's lost a couple here and there, but I mean, earlier on in the bracket, I know he did extremely well. He went undefeated for quite a while, even game-wise. So, but yeah, I mean, really good players here though, and we've got, I mean, a lot of support for Swip out on the live stream. Lucky Strike, his team leaders, and some other friends and things like that. A lot of people rooting for him here, and VIP as well is actually quite a fan favorite, I think, of of StarCraft. He's been around for a long time. You know, in a lot of ways, I do actually hope to see VIP win here. He's one of the first players to come out and support Alt StarCraft's.
Kind of got to give it up for the OG, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice to see that. But Swip, a great newcomer here. So VIP, he's our blue Protoss. He's kicking it over here at the 8 o'clock position. It is a 2-player map here in dual site, and this is the last time we're going to see dual site, man, tonight.
I do like the map. I really do. I don't like dual size map, but I can understand why some people have a problem with it. It is kind of Zerg favored, given how wide open and natural it is. Yeah. It can be very, very 2-base play intensive, because look how far away that third is. Even in TvP, it's so tough. The Terran has a lot of map control with drops, or even Hellions. It can be even tough for Protoss to take a third.
Right.
So we'll have to see. Scout going out for VIP, going to take the western route over to Swip space. Swip, meanwhile, no gas. Looks like it's going to be a 1-Rax gasless fast expansion. Pretty standard stuff there. Question is, does he throw it on the low ground or does he throw it on the high ground? Looks like it will be the low ground. Oh, no, that is just an SCV. That is a scout, my friend. So, maybe he could go for that TLO build where he gets down like a whole bunch of racks right away. Like, 5 or 6 racks. And it looks like Swip putting something up in the corner here. Gonna hide something from the probe. Ooh, okay, there's the command center. I wasn't sure what exactly was going for over there. I think it
hide it, and
yeah.
VIP didn't see it, so he doesn't know for sure. And this is where we've been this entire series, is guys not re-scouting their opponent. So we'll hope that he's got the correct assumption here, and I guess that's what he's hoping, that he is making the correct assumption on what Swip is doing. And since he did only see the 1-Rax, I'd guess at this point that he should be able to guess this one here. But re-scouting, I'll tell you, is so very important. And but VIP with a very standard opener. He does have double gas at this point, and he's going to be pumping out a couple stalkers here and there, and headed out across the field.
A proxy pylon from VIP already.
I expect to see him go for another 4-gate here.
It's not a 4-gate, it was definitely 3-gate, very, very aggressive 3-gate for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
double
got double gas, so he's gonna have a lot of.
Yeah, proxy Stargate, good choice. Great choice.
Better.
Oh, I didn't think he would do it, but he actually did it, and that's gonna be a phenomenal choice considering the fact that all Swip has is 3 barracks right now. Yep. Not gonna be able to get up any kind of anti-air.
Well, especially since he's tossing down the gas, this may actually be the worst part for Swip. If he gets these gas and then tosses down his add-ons to these barracks, that means he's going to be behind in the Marine production.
But the SCV scouts it!
Oh, that's great.
So we're going to see the Stargate. It's too far gone. VIP has to commit to it now. So what does Swip do in response? I assume he's going to throw up a couple more bunkers. One here on the like right near between this barracks and his command center, and then one in his front, and just kind of bunker up and stay there and just be super safe about this. Stargate has completed. Void Ray is on the way, and that SCV will be taken down. Now, what is so great about this Void Ray, it will give vision to the high ground.
Right, and that's going to warp in on the high ground, which is great, as well as be able to shoot those Marines from the low ground with his stalkers. Always a nice deal. And I like that VIP is getting aggressive here with just the 2 stalkers. Trying to weaken up a couple of those Marines is super important. But Swip, all he has to do at this point is produce Marines, and it may be enough in the end. Yep. I mean, the trouble. I mean, we've heard a couple players, high-level players, say it before. The counter to if your first couple Void Rays get held off, the best transition is to build more Void Rays.
It's a good idea, no matter what. It's like PVT, Void Rays, PvP, Void Rays, PVZ.
I mean, a couple of the But we've got your 3 warp-ins. Zealot's now up on the high ground. Zealot's going to be great here. This Void Ray is going to have to get out of there though, and these guys need to back up to the spot where your look at that.
Second Void Ray has come in, and this isn't so great. He's reducing mining time from Swip, which was really a big problem because he needs to get as many units out as fast as possibly can. Right. If he can hold out till Stim is done, he will be able, and he can get the Void Rays all in one shot, and he'll be in great shape. Right. Other than that, I'm surprised he doesn't have a second bunker. A second bunker, maybe right outside the command center near the mineral line, would be his best bet.
Look how many SCVs he's pulled here. He's going to try and defend his front gate here. which I don't necessarily agree with. He's got to try and engage this army, but it's such a strong position here. But he is going to go for it. But a lot of Zealots here are going to just beat through these SCVs, and regardless of whether he cleans this up here, the losses of SWIP are actually really,
and look at that micro. Getting those Void Rays back has taken 2 damage on one Void Ray. That other 2 had still at full shields. That's 3 Void Rays out. It's going to be so tough. The stim is getting closer and closer to being finished now, just 20 seconds out. Once that does finish, though, if there's enough Marines, SWIP could easily snipe all 3 Void Rays very, very quickly. More units being warped into the high ground, including a Sentry. I do like that. We'll be able to zone out the infantry from the mineral line if SWIP gets that far into it. And here he goes. Ooh, there he goes. Going to get one Marauder. Good pick there. Totally worth the force fields, given how few units are on the fields for SWIP. And then here he goes. Keep 4 Void Rays now out on the field.
Pulling his SCVs once again. Look at this.
And there's this. Does he get it? One Void Ray does go down. The second one getting weaker, but I think he doesn't have enough to clean it up. 1 Marines, and there's 3 Void Rays. No, oh my God. Good God, Knack. VIP.
10 HP on that guy. He did finally go down there at the end, but so good snipe there.
Sir, I think we have our victor of the AGL-February. He, of course, will be invited back for March. And, man, this is VIP. He has won a fan tonight. He's made me a believer, and there you go.
GG. It's just, what a phenomenal series. SWIP has absolutely nothing to be upset about here. He does come in second place while he didn't take first, which is a pretty substantial cash differential there. He does make a pretty fair amount of money there. $50 goes to him. But, I mean, great play here this entire series, this entire tournament. We've had such a phenomenal time. Guys out there on the live stream, don't move a muscle. You stay exactly where you are. We're going to be giving away a t-shirt here in just a moment. We're going to have some more questions coming at you. But congratulations to these guys. Let me go pay them, and we'll go have some fun on the live stream.